Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media Fae. Today, I am alone. Today, I'll be discussing the third season of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. So yeah, this is another one of those episodes from November that we have not recorded yet, and we are going to release now because I was a lazy fuck in November and decided not to do it. I don't know why, but now we're here. We're trying to catch up to not only November but also to December. And yeah, aside from that, there's not much I wanted to say. Aside from that, oh wait, no, there are some things. It's been quite a bit, over a year since we last discussed season Camp Cretaceous season 2, and in recent times, recently, Chaos Theory came out between that time and now. And season 2 also came out for Chaos Theory. I have not watched season 2 of Chaos Theory. That will be reviewed at some point. Hope maybe in January. Seems like the best bet that will come out. Will be sometime in January. Instead of it being like sort of recently. But aside from that, there's not much I have to say. And also, for next season, I don't know how long it will take of Chaos Theory. Not Chaos Theory, Camp Cretaceous. I don't know how long it will take me to get there, because it'll be quite a bit. It might be another year. To be genuinely honest, it might be another year before you even see a hint of Camp Cretaceous season 4. Like, I'm not exaggerating. It might take quite a bit of time. I think it could be 2025. Like, it could very well be 2025. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible. But what I am saying is that it's going to be very improbable that it is going to be anytime soon. Because there's a lot of stuff coming out, and yeah. I will be making an announcement of how we're gonna be doing episodes. There is going to be a small, it's kind of a big / small change coming soon to MediaFay. I will announce it on our socials come January, but it will dictate on when we are going to get when I am going to get to do an episode of season 4, and then season 5 will take longer than that. Surely. But yeah, aside from that, there's not much I want to say in those regards. Also, one more thing I had to mention. Two more things. This episode will be, I think, shorter. I won't be delving into Camp Cretaceous season 3, especially since this is my second viewing of it, and my first viewing of it was 3 years ago. So, yeah. But aside from that, there is not much. Yeah, okay, but okay. In the vein of that, I want to say that unlike what I did for last time I discussed season Camp Cretaceous, where I didn't rewatch the show, and it led to I think a pretty short episode in comparison to how season 1 was. I think, I don't know, I don't remember when we reviewed season 1, but the thing is, like, those first 2 episodes, I did not rewatch the show. Like, I did not rewatch any of the 2 seasons. For this episode, I decided to rewatch season 3, and that will be how it's gonna work moving forward, with me rewatching season 4 and 5 when we eventually get to doing those episodes, or like when the time comes around to make those episodes. But yeah, so that's also a reason why it will probably take quite a bit of time to get to those, because I have to rewatch the show pretty much completely, but there's only 2 more seasons left, and they're honestly quite short, but season 4 and 5 are kind of not the greatest television, to be honest, so yeah. I think that aside, there's not much I want to talk about aside from that, and yeah, no, I think we can just sort of get straight into the show. Starting off with the animation, also just want to mention, got a lot of Jurassic content these last few these last few weeks slash days. But yeah, cool stuff on that front. Anyways, starting off with the animation. What is there to say about the animation of Camp Cretaceous? It is serviceable. It doesn't have glaring issues. It just doesn't like when I was rewatching this, I was reminded of the fact of when we first got the renders of the show, like way before we even got like the first trailer. Like the only trailer we had was the one with like blue. I was reminded of that, and how everybody complained that it didn't look like they fit. And when I was watching the show, I was reminded of that, and they sort of fit. It's more like the dinosaurs were made to fit, were made, like remade to fit the art style of the show instead of it being the other way around. Which is fair because the dinosaurs are the thing that don't fit in as much. Because the entire show is pretty much based around like how the humans look. The dinosaurs it's a completely different story. The dinosaurs are a completely different story, as they are based on the live action versions of the models. So they don't look like they fit in, or at least they, on paper, it wouldn't look as good as if it were like a different art style in general, or different, like, I guess, animation style in general, rather than what they went with the show. But it works. Like it's not bad. It works. And yeah, no, like there isn't like any glaring issues with the animation. It is just bare bones animation, and I wouldn't say it's exactly like spectacular or has any like big spectacular moments. Like the water looks good. I've seen like animation studios have like issues of water with fire, like, and it all looks good here. Like it's not bad. It's just pretty normal quality, like average quality animation that is like the bare minimum of what we should expect. But there isn't anything crazy to go over with the animation. Now, I don't know how it is for Fast and Furious Spy Racers, the only other show aside from Chaos Theory that I know that DreamWorks Animation has worked on. I don't know how different or how similar it is to those shows, because like okay, yeah, DreamWorks Animation Television. Like I don't know how, like, okay, yeah, I did watch Dino Trucks actually. Now I think about it, but like these are all movies. No, what the fuck? Where the fuck is that? No. Wait, where is Camp Cretaceous? What the fuck? Was that not DreamWorks? Was that not DreamWorks Television? Yeah, what the fuck is here? Who animated this? Production company's DreamWorks Animation Television. Yeah, what the fuck? Where is it? Whatever. Has to be somewhere. These are not. Oh, here it is. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay. Yeah. So it says here that they worked on Kings of Madagascar. I'm pretty sure that wasn't cooperation with, okay, DreamWorks Dragons. I know I watched. I'm pretty sure most of these are like 2D. The one that I do know was made before this one was. I didn't know they made a Rocky and Bullwinkle series. This is 2D, right? Yeah. Shira. Well, again, that's 2D. Three Below Tales of Arcadia. What? Well, that does look CG. Dragon Rescue Riders. I have no idea what this is all about. Yeah, but like before then, there was Fast and Furious Spiracies, which is the one that I feel like is the most like it. Um, but yeah, I haven't watched that one. I think I watched like a trailer way back, like fucking years ago. But yeah, I can't. I can think about it. I can't really think of anything. There's other shit with Arcadia 3 Below. Uh, Troll Hunters. There's so much. I've seen a little bit, like third hand viewings of Troll Hunters. Oh, Mega Mind, the fucking Dooms for the Dooms Syndicate. God damn, that was a fucking travesty. But yeah, like it's not bad. It's definitely on the better side of whatever fucking they've made here. So wait, isn't this Dragons the Nine Realms? Isn't this the show? I think it's in set in the modern world. Um, the Descendant. Yeah, I have no idea what this is all about, and I have no interest in this because it seems I don't know. This one seems weird. Nine realms. I don't know why you'd go modern age. That could work, but whatever. Not the point. But yeah, the animation here is fine. Like it's just fine. Like there's nothing to write home about it. The animation here. We are in season 3. Does it get better? I don't think it gets better after this. I think this is just where it stays, and this is how it was for Chaos Theory. Just like serviceable animation. There's nothing genuinely interesting or like interesting they've done with the animation in the show. It's just that it looks good. That is literally all I can say. Like it looks good, but there is nothing I can say that's actually worth talking about. Like any moments or anything in that, it's actually like cool. It's just normal animation, I guess. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't look bad. It's just kind of bland and boring. Not boring, like just bland animation that does its job. So there's that. Okay, so now moving on to the characters. This section will definitely not become repetitive as we go on through the episodes, and not through the episodes, through the seasons, especially Camp Cretaceous and also Chaos Theory, which I'll be focusing on the main 6. There are no other characters that I would say have that level of importance in the actual show aside from these main 6, because we are officially sort of ending the arc where we are traveling through the island. This is the last season of Isla Nublar, which is a bit of a controversial opinion as we move forward through the seasons. So yeah, we are. This is like the last time I ever talk about like these 6 in particular, because there are no other characters I want to mention. I guess. Okay, let's mention some of them. Some of the things I want to mention first is that some character. There's one character, or I guess 2. I will talk about this in further detail later. But the ending of season 3 ties directly into, like literally is the start of Fallen Kingdom. Basically confirming that the Fallen Kingdom, the Fallen Kingdom ending, prologue starts in 2016, 6 months. Yes, 6 months after the closing, or like I guess I call it here, the evacuation uh of of Jurassic World, which throws some things out of whack for Fallen Kingdom, but they do their best to explain it here. But yeah, like I'll talk about it later, much later, as to how this doesn't make sense both within Camp Cretaceous storyline and within Fallen Kingdom storyline, and why we honestly didn't need this. Why we didn't need the tie-in, and why it was kind of disappointing to see how the series tied into the movies, instead of like how it is, like how it is here and how it's handled in these like spin-offs. But yeah, like bringing it back, there are some characters from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom that do appear here, and honestly, nobody in the fandom would fucking care. Like nobody in or outside the fandom would legitimately fucking care. There's like, it's like a mercenary guy, and that's really about it. Where it ends. So yeah, I don't necessarily get a lot of the like what. I don't get, like, I guess like it's cool to see that, but I don't know. I don't know how the consensus around this is, but I don't. But if it's good, then I don't get why like people think it's good. To me, I don't particularly like the. I don't particularly like the this aspect of the show, like this part of the show, and I will talk about it when we get to the plot. But there are some characters that, if you're a die-hard Jurassic World fan, you might think, "Oh my god, they did this," but it's a legit nobody. So I don't even think those kinds of people even care. So I don't know why they brought them in, brought this like that character in. I guess just for continuity, but it doesn't matter. Like it does not matter. Uh, I don't know. Okay, wait, hold on. There we go. Fallen Kingdom. Da, da, da. Is it here? Am I going crazy? Are there not characters? Hawks. Jurassic World. Am I not? Am I fucking crazy? Was this character not in Fallen Kingdom? No, I'm being fucking stupid. This character was not in Fallen Kingdom. Oh, he came back for. He came back for season 5. I didn't know. Well, there's some spoilers there for that, but yeah, no. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll get to that later. Let's talk about the actual characters. All right. So yeah, let's just move on to the characters. Let's just get into the characters. The main six, starting out with Darius. Now Darius in this season is Darius. Like I okay, in the middle of we're in the middle of the show, right? We didn't know this at the time, but we were in the middle of the show. So this is sort of where character development goes to die, pretty much. We are ending off any semblance of characters and all that. So I would say that Darius, even though he's supposed to be the main character, he does not develop that much at all. Aside from like I guess what this series is all about, where this is a kid show, and like we should like the target audience for this show are children. Like I gotta point that out. Even though it has human deaths, this is I think all the seasons I think except season 4 have had human deaths. But Darius, just no development at all. I don't think, aside from like learning a lesson at the end of like the first half episode, like the first few episodes. He doesn't do anything out of character. He doesn't do it. He's just the leader, and that's really about it. There is nothing that actually like adds to his character this season. He's just doing. He just kind of. He's mostly like just there for plot, really. Like, and he's there because he needs to be there and do stuff. It's like they gave him a lot of like very big roles this season, and they just kind of like he's in the season, but he's like doesn't have a lot of the development that goes on. Like he has a lot of the problems, but he's like he's kind of learns things from them, and that's really about it. Like it's just like the lesson of the episode, and that's where that all goes. Like that's it. That is legitimately like a single bit of like the only bit of development that this character has is through those episodic lessons that every fucking kid show has. That's just Darius in this season. And to be honest, I shouldn't be mad, but I'm like, yeah, nah, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. So instead, I'm gonna be fucking like just mad about it because I got mad about something. But aside from that, like no, like Darius, like he's fine. He just doesn't develop at all. Also, these the characters are not in any order, a specific order. It's just the order that I fucking remember them in. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's all I say about Darius. There is not much to say about this character at all. Next up is Ben, and Ben is interesting in this season because of season 2 introduced him as sort of like this jungle boy, and now he's here and now he's faced with the decision to leave the island, and he has like a hard time doing that because he lives so much time. At least like I'm not sure if season 2 picks up immediately afterwards. I don't know how long season 2 takes place after. I'm pretty sure it's not that long because I don't think the character models changed in season 2. But yeah, but in here also something I forgot to mention about the characters here is that they've actually changed. They've aged the 6 months. Like how much? Like not like they've aged, but they definitely changed because they've not been able to get to like normal like for example, Kenji has a beard because he's not been able to shave, and Brooklyn is losing her like pink hair dye because she hasn't been able to get hair dye at any point. At any point during those 6 months, and I like that about this season, and that's character stuff that like that's there for the rest of the show, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, I don't. I'm fine with that, but whatever, right? Yeah, Ben is the one that didn't go through any changes. Aside from character wise, and Ben, like I said, he's like faced with the decision to leave the island, and he is like hesitant to do so because of Bumpy and all that. This is also like the last time we see Bumpy ever, I'm pretty sure, until Chaos Theory. It's really weird. Like Bumpy was one of the big things, uh, about the show. Like I mentioned earlier when we first saw the renders, Bumpy was one of them, and we were like, "Ugh, what the fuck is this?" But we found out that it was a baby. We knew it was a baby Ankylosaur, but we didn't know what it did not look like it belonged in the canon. And then Bumpy grew. Bumpy did not maintain the status of like being this cutesy like mascot. Bumpy was there for like an episode, and that's it. And then she came back for season 2. Like she was not handled as like a mascot for the series at all, and that is something that I'm a very big fan of, at least. I'm a very big fan of the fact that that Bumpy didn't become like a we have to take Bumpy everywhere. No, and also like Bumpy's gonna be a fucking baby forever. No, they at least they at least tried to make Bumpy a not a like not overstay her welcome, and I'm glad that happened. But anyways, Ben, he's faced with a decision, and obviously he comes back not only because I fucking know what happens, but like they're not gonna do that again. They're not gonna make everyone like leave. It's a kid show. Like they're not gonna make that big of a decision of like leaving a kid on Isamura to fend for himself. So yeah, that there's that. And another aside from that, like Ben does like is very bothered throughout the entirety of the show because he's faced with a decision, and I like that it's something that the show tries to like. It's something that's woven into the season, and not just something that like it's just kind of handled in like the first some episode, like just one episode. That's really about it. But aside from that, like I'm glad that they've decided to go that way for the character this season, and it's like the last time I'm pretty sure this character is at any point important in the show because I don't remember anything from season 4 and 5. I actually showed him as like a character. But the thing is, like, I also like don't remember much. I didn't remember much about season 3, and when I went to watch it, I'm like, this happened. Like, I was so like confused because I did not remember any of the things that happened in season 3, aside from some things. But like aside from that, like I didn't know anything that happened in season 3. Like I didn't remember anything. So hey, maybe season 4 and 5 will surprise me when it comes to like character development because I don't remember shit. But you didn't miss much in character development after season 2, it seems, because season 3 has almost fucking none of it. I aside from Ben, who like like Ben's the one that has the most character development, and that's because his arc is done, and that will become a problem. This is a problem. This is a surprise tool that help us later to understand why Ben is done. Ben is done as a character. All right, let's move on to another character, Brooklyn. So I don't think she go. Like, she's in the same boat as Darius, really, where she doesn't really grow as a person this season. And like again, the only time she grows is when she learns a lesson through the fucking lesson, like the daily lesson, thing. Yeah, that's the only time she ever learns anything. And honestly, she at least she has a bit more of like a story to her, and that's the fact that like she wants to find out what E750 is, and she's the only person that like knew about E750 for season 2, which was a big plot point. Not a big plot point, but definitely like a very big like unsolved thread, like loose thread from season 2. So she wanted to learn about E750. Also, the fact that also like when she went to find E750, it was like to help Sammy and like to find stuff about Manticorp, and that never happened. But like we kind of knew why, like because it was explained to us why, like at least like why Manticorp sent her. It's not like, but like less like what's their motivation. And that was explained in season 4 and 5, which I don't. Season 4, we will talk about. We will get to season 4 and 5 when we get to them. It's just that. And yes, I have watched season 4 and 5. It's just that I don't want to. It's just that I don't know how to feel about me eventually having to rewatch them. Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, Brooklyn at least has some like plot relevance, like unlike Darius. But yeah, like this is like one of the last time. Like, no, not really. But yeah, I also say, oh, it's like one of the last times she ever met, but no, like she has, I think, a pretty big role in 4 and 5, at least from what I remember. But yeah, Brooklyn is like that does a lot more things than Darius, and doesn't have a big character like arc like Ben does, but she does have like character relevance. She has plot relevance at least. Next up is Kenji. And something I like about Kenji is that we do sort of explore like the ties his father has to InGen and Masrani, and like who he is and why he's there. At least a little bit, and like him letting go of that of that life, but he's still Kenji. Like he's still that sort of like that character. The only real big problem I have is the ending. Is the ending of season 2, of season 3, where he gets mad at Darius, and this sort of feels like out of nowhere because he did the exact same plan. Like he pretty much like everything went without a hitch. Like sure, Darius made like a bed, but like he was like, oh, give them the laptop, and Ben like was like, okay, yeah, give them the laptop, but we can't just like let them do like this and this. Like the thing is like Kenji had that moment early in the season where he like, oh, we have to appreciate all life. That's fucking fine, whatever. Like yeah, that's the daily lesson that season, like the episodic lesson that season, that episode. But later he's like, oh, well now I don't give a shit. Now like let Wu create whatever the fuck he wants to create. It's not our problem. Like I don't toy with friends' lives, brother. Like it's not even. It's the plan worked. Like the plan worked. So I don't know why he's that mad. It's just Kenji is like really like a not. It's an out of left field decision, not just character wise. Just something that just something he would not do character wise. Not that he doesn't care, but like get mad at a situation for working. But also the fact that it contradicts what happened earlier in the season, like an episode or 2 earlier, where he like learned like, oh, we can't keep the Scorpius alive because they're gonna fuck up the entire thing. And now that Wu wants us research to create more hybrids that would probably fuck up a lot more things. That didn't happen because we've all watched Fallen Kingdom. And I was like this, I will get to that later. But like Kenji just got mad for no reason, pretty much. Like, and it didn't like for me. Like, if from what I remember, it didn't do anything in season 4. Nothing happened to this plot point. Nothing happened. I should stop comparing it to season there's nothing happened in season 4. This plot point is stupid. Like this at like very at the end plot point is stupid, and it's like simply just to have drama for season 4. That is it. Yeah, I'll talk about why that's stupid, but yeah. Next up is Yasmina, and I feel like she has the biggest, like the second biggest role here, because she has like a whole episode to herself about like, and like a few episodes to herself about her like not like accepting the fact that like when they get home, they'll not like they'll probably go their separate ways and all that, and like saying stuff like saying that like to Sammy that she regrets and all that, yada yada. That takes a few episodes to get through, and that's fine. I like that. That's like, and we see her like struggle and and like doing anything to save Sammy. Like it all works really well, and like it harkens back, and it sometimes it goes back. It takes things from earlier seasons to like to amplify the moment. It's it's good what they did with Yasmina. It's on par, like a little bit less so, like less good than Ben's character arc here, but it is still a very good arc to have for the season, and I really enjoy it. Like I really enjoyed this like this arc that they had here, but it's just like it's just kind of it's just good. Like it's not like a great arc. It's just like a good arc. Like I liked it, but it's just a good arc. Um, Aside from that, like she had like I always felt like Yasmina was like the least utilized of the entire like 6, and here they did give her a lot more to do, and I do appreciate that. Next up is Sammy, which I would say like she like Yasmina was like the least utilized in the entire show up to this point, but Sammy is the least utilized in this entire season. She has barely anything to do, and her problems are like very trivial at the start. And it's just like, oh, it's like Bumpy doesn't like me. It's like, well, you can't force her to like us. It's like, oh, okay. Like she has like nothing to do this entire show until like Brooklyn takes over her plan to like to see what Manticore did, and we never find out until season 4. Like Sammy just has nothing to do in this entire season. It's wild. Like it's not good. And yeah, I don't know what to say about Sammy. She doesn't grow at any point. She has like that moment where she gets like poisoned by the Scorpius Rex, but that was much more like a Yasmina moment instead of it being like a Sammy moment. So yeah, like Sammy has nothing to do this entire season. So there's that. And yeah, like she's just kind of like there. She's almost as there as Darius, but like way less so. Way less so. She's at least utilized. Like I said, least utilized this entire season. Let's talk about the dinosaurs specifically. I want to highlight the new ones that the series added. Oh wait, no. Let's talk about Blue. Blue is in this. Fun fact: Blue is in this, and like they save her in this, and that's part of like the fact, like that's part of the thing. Like, oh, Kenji like learned, like, oh, like we can't, we got a life is sacred or whatever the fuck. But they save her here, and it's like, oh, we want to do something with Blue, and like we want to keep her, we want to get her in trouble, but like, oh, but we have to save her because she's the plot armor raptor, and we can't let her die because she has to be in Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. We can't let her like do like just leave it there. We have to save her because she's Blue. And like she shows up quite a bit of times, and she like goes toe to toe with the 2 Scorpius Rexes. She's the most fucking OC thing in this entire franchise. It's kind of insane the amount of just bullshit they pulled to keep Blue in here, and even like in the show. This is like the last time we see Blue in the show, like ever in this in this animation. And they make reference like, oh yeah, her package is dead. Like Blue here is just like treated like she is in the movie. She's like this super special animal, and like I don't particularly like it. It's like I don't like that Blue is handled this way. Really, it's not something. It's not. It's not. I don't think anyone likes the Blues handled this way in the franchise. And now we have this big importance on this one fucking Raptor. Like, this Raptor had so much importance for 3 movies, and now she's like having the spotlight on her in this season. It's insane. But yeah, I want to highlight the new dinosaurs that were shown here: the Tyrannosaurus, the Monolophosaurus, and the Scorpius Rex. We're gonna go in that order. The Tyrannosaurus don't do much, and that's kind of like the normal like thing that goes on here. Like the Tyrannosaurus, fucking let's be real. Let's be real here. The Frontier original Tyrannosaurus design is miles better than whatever the fuck. Like the Camp Cretaceous did here, and yeah, you can have the Camp Cretaceous Tyrannosaurus in Jurassic World Evolution too, but I don't know why would you. To be real, the normal Tyrannosaurus is just way better. Yeah, here they can swim, they're aggressive, and they don't show up at all anywhere else. Like it's just kind of Tyrannosaurus it says like wait what the fuck. Tyrannosaurus exists, and Monolophosaurus too. But at least they have like the cool episode to them, in like the matter that makes them a little bit more memorable than the Tyrannosaurus. That like and they at least show up later in the show. I'm not sure they show up in season 4 and 5, but I know they definitely. I know they showed up later in season 3. So they're at least more memorable than the Tyrannosaurus. And I do like the Monolophosaurus design here. And Monolophosaurus is always one of those dinosaurs that I really liked that just never got that much representation. The only time that I really saw it in Jurassic World, like in general, was in Jurassic World, the game. And that game has very, 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 very little of actual good dinosaur designs. So... Like good, accurate dinosaur designs. So Monolophosaurus in Jurassic World Evolution, in Jurassic World, the game is not a good design. Like it is just not a good one. It looks like garbage. I mean, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like garbage, but it doesn't look good. Let's be real. It's not like Monolophosaurus in Jurassic World the game does not look good, and I think most people prefer the Jurassic World Evolution version. I not like this version. Tyrannosaurus is Tyrannosaurus. Like it looks that way. Sadly, it just kind of looks that way. Jurassic World, the live design is better, but it's not like by much. But yeah, like aside from that, there's not much I gotta say about like Monolophosaurus. I just like its design better, and I think it's a cool dinosaur. Tyrannosaurus 2. The thing is, like we did see Tyrannosaurus in Jurassic World Evolution 1 and 2 before this. Not before this actually, but like at least like in Jurassic World Evolution we saw Tyrannosaurus before this one. So. Again, like I think it's better. I think it's just better, like design here, but I don't like the Tyrannosaurus as much. Scorpius Rex is an interesting dinosaur, like at least like an interesting hybrid, because it sort of contradicts the fact, like at least the knowledge that the Indominus Rex was the first hybrid, and now we have the Scorpius Rex here as the actual first hybrid, sort of like a. A progenitor, a prototype of the Indominus Rex, which is weird to say because it looks a lot more like the Indoraptor, and they sort of make this allusion to the fact that this is probably what inspired the Indoraptor. Yeah, it just kind of feels like they made an Indoraptor but ugly. To be completely clear. The Scorpius Rex, the only thing that's interesting for it is the fact that it has poison and it looks ugly as fuck. And I like that it looks ugly as fuck because it's sort of based on the fact that it looks like a kind of like a scorpion fish. At least the head looks like a scorpion fish. So I like that it looks this sort of fucked up. But aside from that, like it has nothing actually going for it. Aside from that, I mean, nothing going for it. But I like that it's sort of like I like the implications towards that Wu had to make different versions of the Indominus Rex, at least different versions, like different like prototypes, so that you get it right as the Indominus, and then the prototype serves as inspiration for the Indoraptor we see in Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, which is another sort of beast that I will talk about later. We will and we will talk about it like here, and we will talk about it in Fallen Kingdom proper. We will do an episode on Fallen Kingdom that is to come officially. We will try to get through most of the Jurassic World movies and Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies. Again, we just released not just, but we did release our episode on Jurassic Park. So go watch that if you haven't. I don't know. I'm not sure if that got popular, but if you have not watched that, go watch it. And also, while you're here, go watch the Deadpool episode. Not that I worked hard on it, but I don't like to see it have no views. So there's that. Yeah, like I like the Scorpius design. I like the implications. I am not the biggest fan. It just looks like the Indoraptor on a goalie face, like, and it looks a little bit more lanky. I'm not the biggest fan of that, to be completely clear. So yeah. Aside from that, like good. I think it's a good enough design. It looks way better in every other instance aside from Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Like it looks way better in Evolution 2. I'm looking at a live version of it, like I just got a live version of it, and it looks way better there. Like it just looks better. Like it just looks better in every other instant aside from the actual show itself. But yeah, now let's finish it off with the plot. No, I mean there's one thing before this, but let's finish out with the plot. The plot of season 3 is serviceable. Like it's just fine. I feel like sometimes like this, like the problem with the plot in here is that I feel like they had a vision for this that got quickly screwed by Netflix ordering 2 more seasons. So this is the first 2 episodes. I think the first 3 or something like that are essentially them trying to get the boat that Tiff and Mitch left behind fully operational so they can leave the island. And yes, like they could leave the island at any point in time after the first 3 episodes, but they don't because Brooklyn remembers that that she found the 750 and she wants to go look for what that means, and that's how we find out about the Scorpius Rex. Simple. But the thing is, like, that is a big point. Like, why the fuck they didn't leave? And at least they explore why they don't just leave. But like, they probably would have just left if they didn't know about it, or if like Brooklyn is like, fuck it, I'll just leave. Like, they could just leave. But Brooklyn, of course, found out, and well, they need explanation as to why the fuck the Scorpius Rex is in the story and everything before Mount Sibo does in Fallen Kingdom. So yeah, like there's that, and Scorpius Rex, like I said, for me doesn't really break the plot. It's just kind of like, it doesn't break the canon. It just kind of like molds it, like it kind of bends it sort of. So I'm not particularly mad at the decision of having the Scorpius Rex here. But yeah, they could just leave, and that's not like a problem. But the problem is where the rest of the show kind of meanders on this for a bit. Like the pacing is weird. Of course, the first 3 episodes are just them trying to get the fuck out of here, and they do succeed in doing that. But then like the next 5 are like spent on the Scorpius Rex, and that's fine. Like it's kind of like brought up in a weird place because like, it's just like it's almost like Brooklyn just remembers, or like no, it's Sammy who's like, oh yeah, I want to find out more about Manticorp again. Third time mentioning it, goes nowhere. Aside from leading Brooklyn to E750 and I was finding out about it, what E750 is. and then there is the like, then that's when that starts. And for like the next 5 episodes, we are dealing with the Scorpius Rex. And that's like the main big bad. And episode 8, they beat it. And episode 8, they are going off of the island, and then for some odd fucking reason, they decide to make this in. They decide to tie in Fallen Kingdom. This has never been like this. This was never explored in this show. It was never like, it was never said, like nothing. Like it felt like a episode 8 felt like a climax. That's the thing, and the thing is, it probably was, because the other seasons were 8 episode seasons. Like the two before this were episode 8 seasons. Were what? 8 episode seasons. So it probably was gonna end at season 8, but then Netflix said, "Hey, we want 2 more seasons," so they had to quickly cram something up. And that's when they made the decision to turn this into Fallen Kingdom, to have 2 more episodes to sort of set up some plot line. Like at least like they ordered 10 episodes. Like maybe Netflix ordered 10 episodes, and they kind of just were writing for 8, so they instead just added stuff for 2 more. And it just did not, like, it didn't work. The Fallen Kingdom ending that the series had didn't work, because the show itself ends at episode 8. Like, every character has like their arcs settled, like everything is all in order. The Scorpius Rexes are dead, everything's in order, and they could just leave. They could just leave, but then they have to tie that in. And the thing is that if they want to do season 4, then they could have. The ending that the cliffhanger that this season ends in could have happened without them doing anything. In the last 2 episodes, the last two episodes happened just because they needed to do a Fallen Kingdom tie-in, and it comes right out of nowhere, and it kills all momentum in the entire show, because now like, oh, now it's like the 3rd time that they've done a fake out leave in the season. Like, it feels kind of like this time it feels robbed. It does not feel good. Like, it doesn't feel like it fits. So it's really, really sad. See, like this. Okay. The 2 episodes aren't bad to say the least. Like, they are not like borderline like unwatchable, but they're like they kill the pace. Only to what, like, set up Fallen Kingdom a bit more. Like, what even was the point? Like, oh, to explain why Dr. Wu took so long. If you just didn't have Fallen Kingdom's prologue happen within this thing, like nothing would have changed. Like, if you just had that sort of happen like a few months before the events of Fallen Kingdom, like just leave that like that, then I think nothing would have changed. Like, nothing at all would have changed. So sort of like leaving that there, like having that there is such a weird decision that I just don't get behind. Like, the plot was fine. Like, it was like it had its issues. Like I said, it was like us, like, oh, now we're going into the Scorpius Rex thing 3 episodes in. And at least like the Scorpius Rex thing was like, I guess set up. Like, it was set up. But like, this was just kind of like out of left field, just out of nowhere. Like, okay, well, now we're doing Jurassic like Fallen Kingdom tie-in. Like, what the fuck was this? So yeah, that's my big problem with the plot. Also, it again, like, I was going for, like, it doesn't make any sense why they would try to do this, because the laptop, like, you don't need explanations. Like just keep it as is. Like, just keep the Fallen Kingdom prologue as is, and it could be fine. Like, even they say, like, oh, it's fine. Like, they got the Indominus sample, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what happens, because fucking Dr. Wu is like, oh yeah, we can just fuck off. Okay, like, oh, it'll take me years of research. It'll take me years to accomplish that. Well, it didn't. Like sure, like the Indoraptor, like what happens between here and Fallen Kingdom. Like, it's this takes place in 2016. Fallen Kingdom takes place in 2018, so it took fucking 2 years to get that research back. Whoop de doo. It wasn't like 5 years like he makes it like he implies it probably is gonna be. But no, it's like legit just 2 years it took him, and that didn't like that's just such a short amount of time. It doesn't matter. Like it didn't need to matter. We didn't need this. We could have ended season 3 at episode 8. But what I'm guessing is that they ordered 10 episodes when they've already like when they were planning the season before it was greenlit. They planned for 8, so they didn't want to scrap all of that. So they decided to tack it on at the end. They didn't care anymore, and then that's when we get season 4 and 5. And why we get this? Why we get this tie-in? Because they needed to fill out the 10 episodes, and they could fill out the 10 episodes with the Fallen Kingdom tie-in. It's just a bad ending. It's just a bad ending. It adds like unnecessary drama between Kenji and Darius for season 4. Where, to be honest, I think the writers probably plan to end it at season 3, because it's just what it feels like. It feels like they want to end at season 3, but then like they didn't. Like Netflix didn't let them, so they had to like do stuff. So we got this, and we got season 4 and 5. It's fucking terrible. But yeah. Aside from that, like I said, the episodes aren't bad. So moving on to our rating. Ending it off, Cretaceous season 3 is one of the better seasons of the show, but it still has a lot of its flaws. But it's still enjoyable. It's not like it's at least enjoyable, and it's good. So I would plop it. I would put it in the B tier. It's just a good season of television. Like that's really about it. Yeah, it's just good. It's not anything groundbreaking. Also, it might seem like it might sound like I might have hated the show, but I did not at all. I feel like it's just good. You'll not hate yourself watching this. Let me tell you that. So yeah, that's about it. What did you guys think about the third season? The third season of Cretaceous in the comments below. Although our socials are in the description. And yeah, no, that's about it. See ya.